Hey guys, so today we're going to be playing with some holiday makeup from Dior and Guerlain, and I'm also going to throw in, well, we'll see. We'll see if it works, but Clair came out with like an extended line of their Legend Red color, their 103, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm hoping it'll work with the rest of this makeup, but I did want to use the new Dior Blush that has come out with the holiday season, their new Highlight, and this new quad I decided to pick up. And then the two things I picked up from the Guerlain Golden Bee holiday collection is their like illuminating bronzer. So we're gonna try that. And then I also picked up their new Meteorites, which I am not sure if it is like just a repackaged Meteorites from their line. I have most of the other shades, so I'm gonna take those out and compare for us because I'm a little confused. The description for the Guerlain Meteorites describes this as limited edition, but I'm not sure if they're just referring to the packaging or if it's the actual Meteorites. So anyway, we'll do a little inspection there. And then the Clé de Peau lippy I was talking about is this one that I wanted to try. This is their Radiant Liquid Rouge, and again, it's in their 103 Legend color. And this one happens to be, they call it Sparkles, but I believe it's more of like a metallic finish. And then they did also send me their lip liner. So these two things were sent to me. Everything else I purchased myself. We're at the point in my makeup application where it is time for bronzer. So I have foundation, concealer, and powder down. So let's go ahead and start with the Guerlain Terracotta Golden Bee Illuminating Powder. So here is a close-up of the powder. So here's the swatch, and you guys can see how illuminating it is. There is quite a bit of a gold reflect in there, and the base of it is definitely, at least for my skin tone, a bronzer. A pretty warm bronzer. It looks quite orangey. Maybe it has like a little bit of a peach kind of hint to it, but it is definitely on the warmer side. So I've got my Rephr 22 brush here. I am going to take this very slow because it does seem a little bit deep. And I do get carried away with bronzers, so let's just take it a little bit slow here. Oh, it does blend very nicely. I don't feel like it looks too warm on the skin. In fact, now that I have it on the skin, I feel like it's a little bit more peachy versus orange in terms of its undertone. It does have the Guerlain Terracotta fragrance, FYI. And on the inside of the cap here is a mirror, which is really, really handy. So I'm just kind of closely inspecting this. Ooh, it's really pretty. It did blend out really nicely. I feel like I just have a nice wash of like a bronzy sheen on my face now. While the swatch looked incredibly golden, I don't feel like that has translated too much. I mean, obviously there's a glow to this bronzer. I don't feel like it looks too gold, which is really nice. It just gives me a nice like radiance and luminosity, something I definitely start to lose a bit in the wintertime. So I think this is really nice, especially for the holiday season. All right, so far so good. Let's jump over to Dior. I wanted to try their blush. So this blush is number 353. Oh, the color name is on the box. It is 353 Rose Frisson, I think is how you pronounce it. So here is a close look at it in the pan, and there are definitely some micro glitters in there, and there's definitely like a satiny sheen to it. Let me see if these micro glitters are an overspray. As far as I can tell, the micro glitters are in the blush because I just kind of took my finger and swiped across the pan, and I still see a lot of kind of gold glitter in there. But here is a swatch of that. Wow, this is very illuminating as well. And this color is very neutral. I don't think it rings very warm or cool toned. So I've got my Sonia G Cheek Pro brush, and this powder is very soft. I just dipped it in a little bit and I picked up quite a bit of powder, and I can see like my brush marks in there already. So this is definitely like a pressed powder blush. It's not like baked or anything, so you're gonna pick up product very easily. Ooh, pretty, because it has a pretty frosty sheen to it. I think the pink on my cheek actually looks a little bit cooler on my face than this swatch does. Oh, this is giving me such a pretty like frosty flush, like that flush you get when you've been out in the cold a little bit. Actually, I'm going to dust a little bit onto the tip of my nose here. Maybe a little on my chin. Let me take a close look here because I do like a sheen to my blush, but I don't necessarily like micro glitters. So I'm wondering if I can see those. I see a little bit, but it really is not, it's not too prominent. Yeah, I see just like a couple right here. So that is good. Yeah, it's mostly this like frosty sheen that I see. Oh, how exciting. All right, let's move on to the highlight. And this one is number 310. And the name is called Golden Frisson. Here's a close-up of the powder. Doesn't look like much in the pan. I mean, you definitely see like a golden kind of shimmer in there. This also has micro glitters in there, just like the blush. And then here is the highlight. So I just swatched it right here next to the blush. And in the swatch, you can definitely see a very strong golden sheen. All right, let's get this on my cheeks. I am curious to see how shiny it is. I've got my Soon-Yi Worker Fan brush. Ooh, I feel like it looks much wetter applied to my cheek than it does swatched on my hand. Wow, and the little bit of it that's kind of overlapping the blush here, it's kind of picking up that pink color. Ooh, it's so pretty. Yep, same as the blush. I see just like a few micro glitters, but really nothing for me who doesn't really like micro glitters in my cheek products. Nothing like bothersome at all. I'm just curious what the Soon-Yi Smooth Buffer may do to this. So I'm just going to kind of buff over this area. Yeah, it just, I think, blended everything in one step further with this brush. Yeah, maybe it looks a little bit smoother. Like right here, I can see it. Wow, that's really pretty. I think this is the first Dior like pressed powder highlight I've ever tried. They have all of those backstage palettes. Those are all baked. And then the ones that come in their like regular line in the silver round compact, are those baked? Yeah, those are baked products too. So this is like my first Dior pressed powder highlight. It's very nice. All right, next, let's move on to eyes. I've already done my eyebrows. I just filled them in with a little bit of Dior pencil. And this is the quad that I picked out from the holiday collection. I just love this like snowflake embossing that they've done on all the pans. It's so pretty. All the shades in here have a little bit of shimmer. Here are the swatches. And well, when I say a little bit of shimmer, I mean a lot, but none of them are matte. I would say this one has the least amount of shimmer, this brown, but it's still like a pretty bold satin. But compared to these, it's probably the most subtle. All of the rest of these are very metallic. All right, I'm gonna start with the peachy pinky shade in the upper left-hand corner here. And as far as I can tell, I believe these shadows are baked just like their newly reformulated quints, all of those quints that they just came out with for fall. This seems to be a similar kind of formula. So I'm just gonna start at the inner corner and work in. A really beautiful, soft, peachy shimmer. Ooh, I really like that. Oh, it's really kind of just like brightening up my whole eye area. Now I'm gonna go into this like antique gold greenish color here. And I'm gonna apply that to the outer corner. Blend in. So I think that color does a really good job, you know, kind of deepening up my outer corners. I think it blends out really nicely. It works well with that light shade. But when I look at it in the pan, I'm expecting like a little bit of a greenish olive gold, and I don't really see that. I'm gonna try and put a little bit more on. I wonder if it's like the peach kind of interfering with that. No, it just kind of is giving me like a sootiness, which again, I really like for kind of shadowing out my outer corner. But I don't really see much of what I see in the pan here. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna take my brush and dip it into the center shade, which is like a lighter gold, but I'm gonna layer that on top and see if I can maybe bring out some of the gold in this green. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Oh yeah, I think that works. Definitely brings out, I feel like layering this on top kind of brought out the green a little bit there. Let me help out my sagging eyelids here. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I feel like putting that gold on top. Doesn't that look a little bit more green now? I like that. Okay, let's go into this brown. I am going to kind of just drag it along my lash line, deepen that up a little bit. I'm gonna take my Sonia G Smudger 1 brush. Oh, nice, that worked nicely. I was afraid because it has that satin sheen to it that it wouldn't look deep and dark enough to kind of accentuate my lash line, but I think it's actually really nice. And last but not least, I'm gonna go into this white crystally shade with my Sonia G Pencil 1 brush and add that to the inner corner area. I love the shimmers. I definitely don't mind doing an all shimmer eye look. I know that's not everyone's jam, but if you just want to bring in like a matte transition, I feel like the rest of the shades in this quint will give you like a full look. Oh, I really like this look. All right, let's move on to mascara. Let me curl my eyelashes and we'll put on the Dior Iconic Overcurl mascara. So I purchased this mascara at Nordstrom and I used this in my Nordstrom haul. And I think what was so mind-blowing for me was on the back of the box of this Dior mascara, because it has a curved wand, it had an illustration that you should use the wand like this, like a U and not like an upside down U. So I always thought you should use it like an upside down U. That's like the shape of your eye. But the picture clearly states you should turn it upside down basically and like a U and use it that way. And I realized because the two ends come up when you hold it this way, it actually makes it easier to get those kind of hard to reach lashes towards like your inner corner and like the outer ones. And I was like mind completely blown. I couldn't believe it. So anyway, I am now a convert. I now use these curled mascara wands as a U instead of, what is this, an N? Yeah, a U instead of an N. All right, well, now that we are down to the lips, I don't feel like a bright red lip would go with this look. I think I want to do something either a little bit more pinky or more brown to kind of like bring out this greenish tone. I think this Charlotte Tilbury Super Nude would be perfect. Let's put this on, let's see. Yeah, I think I like that. I think that goes really well with this whole look here. I do think I need a little bit of lip liner help though, so I just grabbed the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk in 2 medium and just gonna kind of clean up the edges here. All right, and last but not least, we are gonna figure out these meteorites. All right, let me grab some of the other meteorites that I have in my collection and compare. Okay, I have meteorites. This is Doré. It's definitely not Doré, but I do have medium. Let's see. Okay, definitely not close to medium. This year's holiday one has like some blue balls in there. And then, oh no, that's not. And then I do have the Clair in like limited edition, I think Lunar New Year packaging. So let's compare to this one. Oh yeah, these are the same. Okay, so I think this limited edition, quote unquote limited edition meteorites for this season is like the Clair. Yeah, they look the same. All right, so the limited edition aspect of these meteorites, I believe, is just the packaging and not the actual meteorites, which is a bummer because I really love the holiday meteorites. The ones that they've had in the past, and they're like way in the back of my drawer, but like there was a gold orb one, which was really golden and shimmery. It was kind of like a great buffing powder for like over your highlight. Like that was really beautiful. I wonder why they didn't just do like a fancy holiday meteorites. Who knows? Maybe it's yet to come out. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and use this as finishing powder, and this is wonderful with the Sonia G Face 1 brush. And what I do, and I learned this trick from Tara Babies, is I put the lid on top and then I just kind of break up the pearls in there, open up the cap again, and you can run your brush over the pearls, but I usually just grab what's on the lid here. So I'll just kind of stamp my brush and then I'll just buff. And ooh boy, does this give your entire face, or wherever you put this powder, does it give it just the most beautiful sheen. But it really just buffs everything in. And maybe if you're a little strong-handed with your blush, it'll definitely like tone that down a little bit. Or if you had kind of like the stripy like bronze blush highlighter trio on your cheeks, this will blend it all in beautifully. Well, all right, guys, there is my look using some of the new holiday products from Dior and Guerlain. I really like everything that I tried. This eyeshadow palette is really growing on me. I really like this eye look, and the cheek products are beautiful. I'm so glad that even though I saw those micro glitters in the pan for the blush and the highlight, that I don't feel like I see too much of it actually on my cheeks. It looks a lot smoother than something with like a lot of micro glitters in there. This bronze was surprisingly beautiful too. I really love that golden sheen to it. It's so subtle on the skin, but it definitely just gives you this kind of like lit from within glow. And I like the warmth that the bronzer gave me. I don't feel like it was too crazy. And then these meteorites, I mean, they're always a win. I love them. I do wish that they came out with a new special kind of holiday shade that was unique and like limited edition instead of one that was from the regular line. But anyway, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I'll see you in my next video.